높이 쌓여가는 걸 우리 손을 그어 top line 그 누가 아무도 모르게 We're only going to dance like crazy It's just that I like it
Okay, so this podcast is called Connecting with K-pop, but it's K dash and then the rest of connecting. So came up with that one on my own.
I'm so proud of you.
So let's start off with who do you guys stan? Like, who is your main groups? Go ahead.
Stray Kids. Without a doubt, Stray Kids.
Yeah.
Angry?
Listen, I just came into this. So,
Who's your main,
yeah.
like, who's your main groups? Like,
Stray Kids and ATs.
mine is Stray Kids, ATs. Yeah, that's. Also, I like TXT though. TXT. I've been really liking TXT's music lately. Zikers is good.
They're fun.
I also like Extraordinary Heroes because I just like their vibe and like everything they do with playing the guitar and it's so nice. I love it.
They're growing on me.
Yeah, especially if you seek it, you. So, with your main group, who is
Oh God.
your bias? Wait, before we get into that though. So, I've determined, and I've seen it, I've determined that the bias is the person that is like your personality, but then your bias wrecker is also like this hidden side of your personality that comes in and wrecks you. So, who is your biases?
Hyunjin, and then my reckless Felix.
Felix is my bias and Hyunjin is my wrecker.
That's great. I love that. Ashka. I think we talked about this last night, or the night before. I think Ashka's bias is Felix, and then her wrecker is Hyunjin. and Chan, yeah.
Yes.
For Stray
Very
Kids,
much so.
I like Changbin and Han actually, but I don't really.
What about
bias.
ATs? No.
We just talked about this.
I know, but you gotta tell everybody again.
I don't know. With ATs, I have no idea. Mingy sometimes. I don't know. At every single song, or like more lore I learn about them, I have a new favorite of that moment. If that makes sense. And it's just really hard to pin one down.
I honestly feel that, like with like Stray Kids, I have biases, but I'm like, this one wrecked me today. This one wrecked me today.
Han has been growing on me. I'm like, you need to simmer down.
So, Phoenix and Ashka know specifically that I would be like, guys, so my bias is Chan, right? But like, this is also now my bias, but also him, and then he's wrecking me, but now he's also my bias too now again, and then
she'll sit there and be like, I don't know.
So, okay,
just stand all of them.
My ultimate bias is Bang Chan, but then to go down the list, so then it's Felix.
She's gonna name off all the members.
Then it's Felix, and then it's Han. Those were my original three. And then now Lino was a wrecker. Now he's just a bias because we have the same personality. It's honestly like.
And you said that before about other ones too. You're like, I don't know what that one is.
Like,
and then wrecker wise, now it's probably like Hyunjin or Benny.
The stuff he does behind the scenes makes me cry.
Benny is the funniest person in the world. I swear.
When I saw that video when he was like straight up, he asked, was it Lino or was it? I think it was Eno if he could have his food or a bite of his ramen or something. He's like, no. And then he starts making weird
No, it's
noises and then he
Annie.
takes it. Was it?
Yeah, it was Annie. He walked up to Annie and he goes, "Can I have a bite?" And then he's like, "No." And so then he just walks over and grabs something else out of his food, and then eventually just takes his bowl and just starts eating the ramen. And I'm like, "Okay."
And then he gives it back to him like nothing.
And then
After
Ian's
he's
just
taken
like,
the peanut butter. The face. Says something.
"It's okay." And then like you have it's so funny because there's that one, and then you have like Chan eating Han's noodles, and Han's like, "Yes, please eat it. I don't care. Like take it, eat it." Yeah, you eat. But that's also because I think everybody knows that Chan is like the busiest person in the world,
Mhm.
and so everybody's like, "Please eat, like, eat." Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say, the funniest video I saw was Bang Chan when he was like, "There's a pineapple
In
on
my burger.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, my god. Yeah.
There's a pineapple
That was the
in
best.
my burger.
That was
And I
the
was just
best.
like,
And then the funniest thing is he throws a huge fit at it. And then at the end he's like, "It's not bad." Like, like
Yeah.
and then he listen, the only reason I'm upset with him is because he doesn't like pineapple on pizza either. And I'm like, "Sir, like, we're gonna fight."
It's
Like
elite.
fight. Because in the same video he's like, "There's a I don't even put pineapple on my pizza." Like
I've been seeing like their pictures of them going to the gym and working out, and I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for when the enlistment announcement happens. Like, not ready. I know it's still like 2 years away. Not ready.
so
Mm.
we've talked about this before, but Lino's gonna be first.
Mhm.
And Chan has
Yeah.
already made it pretty clear that. So, Phoenix has showed me things and talking about how Lino will be first because that's how Chan's doing it. He's sending one off at a time, so that way the group doesn't have to like break up. And the only reason they have to, and we've talked about this with BTS, BTS has their own law, like
Yeah.
because they sell so much for Korea, like, and give them so much money. Stray Kids isn't there yet.
Yeah. They're allowed to enlist, but if they miraculously just
Well-
want to leave and go do a concert, they can do that too. I'm
Well,
like,
and what I was reading is they're basically just required to enlist by the time that they're 30.
mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
BTS has a whole law where they don't have to go until they're 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
I think he's following how they did it,
Yeah,
which
they're
makes
sending, like,
sense.
one off at a time.
Yeah, so that no one's ever left alone. Because right now with BTS, the youngest is left alone, Jungkook,
And the only
and
one
he's trying to learn how to like be by himself because he's
Yeah.
grown
he's
up
doing
with
it
them.
great.
Like,
He's doing great.
he's doing
honestly.
great. He's doing
Yeah.
great.
I mean, comes out with like one of the top songs lately, and I'm like, "You're fine."
Like,
Great.
oh yeah, he's great. He's great.
I
I
heard-
love seeing all the memes of the other members. Like, so what's Jungkook been up to? And then they show the video. Like, who told him to do this?
Man releases the most explicit song lately, and it's just like,
And he's done Calvin Klein as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The photos, like, yeah, it's like they leave, and then he's just like, you know what? I've got no one to tell me what to do.
Becomes
Yeah.
unhinged.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
His lines
Listen.
are great because he'll say, "What are they gonna do? Fire me?" I'm like, bro, it's crazy.
Listen, I'm worried. So speaking of that, like same thing with Stray Kids. God, okay, so Lino's gonna go off, and then I feel like Ian's just gonna go nuts, like at some point because he's the youngest, and he's just gonna be like,
Mhm.
"Why not? Like, let me just start working
Yeah.
out more." He's already started working out, and you're like,
Yep.
And this
That's
man,
his stripper career.
yeah. Well, Hunjin's already teaching him moves, so it's like,
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, boy.
yeah, KCON, this man went nuts. Like, LA was like Ian's
Mhm.
place to be. Like, It was all their places to be, really, though. Like,
Between KCON and the Dome tours, I'm like, no, I need that same energy for the World Tour.
you better give me
Same
that same energy at the concert, because I swear to God, like,
I want to see people taking off shirts. You guys going into the crowd, like, let's go.
Same. Mhm.
going into the crowds. Yeah, but at the big concert, jeez. Actually, I've heard that Stray Kids, they are actually supposedly, so they rearranged their schedule, for the Seoul concert. And supposedly, some people are theorizing that because of their popularity, that they might actually be getting the Dome for in Korea for actually like Olympics for one of their for their concert. Yeah. And it's like one of the
I
largest.
wouldn't be surprised.
It's like one of the largest like places in Korea for like
It's
dome-wise and
like
stuff.
their popularity has just skyrocketed.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
look at the sales for the
That's
Dome
us.
tour. Like, the site crashed within seconds.
We won't talk about when they started skyrocketing. But we won't talk about the fact that, they lost somebody. They're just like,
Yeah.
anyways,
Wow. She went there.
listen,
mean, she's not wrong.
their most
She ain't.
recent like video right after Lollapalooza, or right before Lollapalooza, they go back to the song between that period of time, which is Levanter, the whole album and stuff, and they're watching it, and you can tell like their faces change completely. Because,
And
like,
I don't know which one said it, that they said that's when their group was formed. I'm like, yes, say it
that's
louder.
what-
Say
it
it
was
louder.
Chan was like, this was our starting point, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know if it's one of those taboo subjects, but like I still don't understand the whole. I mean, I
there was a lot of.
heard bad
Yeah.
blood. I heard very
Yeah.
bad blood.
I watched something about that Chan said the other day in a video, and he was basically talking about like this is like right after the fact, and he's like, listen, some people just have it out for only themselves, and I'm like,
I never was a fan of him since the beginning. Like, it just didn't mesh with
No,
me. I like
because
everybody
I've
else
shown-
but him.
I've
So
shown
when he
Ashka
left, I was
videos-
like,
well, I've
okay,
shown
he's
Ashka
strong.
videos of like their performances with him back in like
Mhm.
whenever they had him, and me and her have both thought, we're like, he's just not into it, like at all. Like
No,
he's
not at all.
there's no like
no.
You can tell.
And then for him to say that he left because the group wasn't going nowhere, yeah, with you, they're going nowhere with you.
and now
Like, so
and now like it's
Look
so
at
funny.
him.
This like I'm not like bashing him because I think like maybe he's doing great as a solo career, which is fine. Like do you? But the numbers are there. Just saying.
Mhm.
Some people are better off
I mean,
solo.
I won't be watching.
Yeah.
it,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Some people are better off solo, and that's okay. Like he just didn't belong with the group.
yeah. I mean, I won't be watching him. Kudos to
Yep.
him.
Mm-mm. I'm
Um,
good.
Didn't he just drop a new song?
yeah.
Yep, the same day they
After
announced
getting
the
The
Dome
same
tour.
day. Same day as
Yep.
like. No, and
Pretty
then he
It was
announced
like 2
some.
days after getting accused of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He dropped something the same day as Stay's birthday. Stay's birthday, like the day
Yeah.
of, and you're like,
His PR team does it all the time. Every
On
time they have an
purpose, yeah.
announcement, he'll drop something too. I'm like, really? Like, okay. I'm still not gonna watch you, but okay.
Get some creativity. Like,
Right?
work on your own schedule, not someone else's.
Jesus. It's ridiculous.
In today's attempt to stay relevant.
Mhm.
so,
On another note, she says.
so, but, so I was gonna ask, like, what got you into K-pop?
That's the tough
Felix, not play.
Honestly,
right.
honestly, though, yeah, same.
Roll your eyes at me.
To be fair, wait, hold on, before Angry answers, because part of
You were
his,
there.
part of his reasoning for getting into more K-pop was because of me, because I literally like a bunch of us started coming to Angry, like, you should listen to Felix's voice. Like, and he's like, what?
Didn't know you horseshit. You didn't even warn me. You said you got to listen to this group. There's
Stray Kids,
someone in
yeah.
this group that you're gonna you have to. And I was like, I don't really feeling it.
I'm like, listen, Angry, can you listen to God's Menu by Stray Kids? He's like, what? And I'm like, just listen to it. And he goes, okay. And then he gets to Felix's part. He's like, wait a minute. Like,
That was the same face. Yeah,
I think
just like that. I
everyone
was very
had that
confused.
reaction, like when they first listened.
Everyone
to that song.
does.
It's like,
Yeah.
Wait, that cutie right there, like that's his voice.
Mhm.
I've watched so many
Yes.
videos of people reacting to it. It's so funny because it's always like the toughest looking guys too. They're like watching. They're
Yep.
what?
Did you know
they're
he's
like,
had that voice
"Hey."
since he was 12?
What?
Yeah, I've watched
Yeah,
videos. I've
they
watched-
did an interview, I think the other day, and they asked him the question. And he was like, honestly, when my voice changed, I thought I was sick. I ran to my
Yeah.
mom. I was so scared. And she's like, no, your dad's side of the family, all of them.
Have deep
That's what,
voices,
yeah. So
That's
since
crazy.
12 years old, he said he was afraid to talk in school.
Oh.
Like, oh no.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like 12 years old. Hey guys, and you're like,
Excuse me.
Right?
hi. That would
Mhm.
I could just imagine all the girls in his class. I'm just saying.
Right?
which is funny because he's like, no, like I was actually like super unpopular in high school and stuff, and I'm like,
Mhm.
how?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's why it obsessed me with Hyunjin when he was like the shy one and then someone accused him of bullying. What? Give me the proof. I want proof.
Yeah.
But also, here's my other thing too. And I told Ashka this the other day, but like
Mhm.
people change. Just just saying. Even if he did those things, it's been
Mhm.
years since he's been in high school.
hmm
He changed probably.
Yeah.
If he did those things, he's not that person anymore.
It's just called
Just-
being misguided.
It's just called growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life,
We call being children at that point.
right?
hmm
It's kind of weird to hold someone accountable for he said, she said, third party accusations.
In middle
Not
school
even
and high
like-
school. too,
Admit
like-
it,
Yeah.
right? All she did
Sometimes-
was hurt us. They took him out the game. Like that. How does that solve anything for us?
One time in high school, I threw blueberries at a girl's shirt. You gonna accuse me
Jesus.
of that? Like,
Yeah, I am now.
oh, okay. Well,
I'm gonna have to like.
take Cuppy down. She
Yeah.
needs to go down.
Yeah.
No,
Rude.
that girl
Hashtag-
is
Damn,
gonna
Cubby,
come
how
forward.
could you? Oh my god,
Cancel
I'm so
culture.
disappointed in you. And then,
She's coming forward the day you get verified on Kick. She's coming for you, Cuppy. She is coming. She's gonna be right there, front row and center.
Chaos is be like,
Take
I
the
wasn't gonna,
empire
like,
down.
I wasn't gonna say like like cancel her whole career. I was gonna like takes part in the game shows. Like I got ammunition.
That
now.
dirt
listen,
on
I'm
her.
gonna get verified, and then Ashka's gonna be like, listen, I know so much, guys.
The random
I know where
backhanded
she
comments.
lives. No, I'm joking. I've been to
No.
her house. No place.
The random backhanded comments like, "Oh, I didn't know you support people who throw blueberries."
You people with flyers, banners, cancel the
I
cup.
need that click right there. Right when he said that, I need the click.
No. I'll clip it. I promise. No, even funnier is so me and Ashka were sitting in Discord the other night, and we're watching TikToks,
Mhm.
Wow.
and she shut up. Listen.
Be
And
quiet. You were
That's
there
the story-
one time
that's
too.
the
Be
story
quiet.
And we were sitting there watching TikToks, and there were like certain videos, and we were watching like Chan and some other ones,
Mhm.
and
They were on that side of TikTok.
yeah, and
Oh, of course. Why not?
and she's sitting there, and she's like, "Cuppy, like stop making that face at like," and I'm like,
No, literally. Oh
And
my
then-
god.
and then
No, wait. She literally had her hand on her chest and her mouth open with her eyes closed, and she was listening to the TikTok. Okay.
Listen. It was just one of those videos because you're like, wow, like. But anyways, what I was gonna say is like I'm gonna get like verified. She's like, guys, Cuppy watches TikToks and like great.
For the sounds.
For this- Obviously. How else would she
I mean, you
memorize
have an
which button
imagination,
to-
right? You listen to the sounds, you close your eyes, and you just imagine everything that's happening.
So I'm cutting this part out of the video.
This is the best part. Anytime.
Yeah. I mean, bringing it back to like how we. How
Andrew,
I
you would
got
understand. It's
into
fine.
how
I,
got
I
into
wouldn't
it.
understand.
I would say that like I only recently got into it, and I got into it through my housemate actually because she loves K-pop like BTS, GOT7, and she sort of like introduced me to Stray Kids and was like, sort of listen to Stray Kids, and I was like, okay, so I did, and then yeah, it stemmed from there, and now it's just like a running thing of. If you go through messages, you will just see a lot of K-pop between us. Like, there are some important conversations there, but it's a lot more K-pop than
listen.
the important conversation.
I feel that because that is all my conversations with Phoenix, Ashka, and Angry.
Mhm.
Angry and I'll just
Yeah.
send YouTube videos back and forth, like, watch this video. Okay, watch this video. And I'm like, okay. Like, he could be
It's
doing...
like she tries. It's like she tries to outshock me. She's like, "Oh my god, this one's got half naked bodies. Look at this one. They're rubbing each other." Like, dude.
When
My
I
family's
found
here.
out that they might be doing a tour announcement, I quickly messaged Cuffy. I was like, listen, I don't know what we gotta do, but the announcement might be coming October, November.
Actually, the funniest thing... Phoenix goes, I'm gonna take out a loan. Like, I'm like,
Yep. I was like, I'll take out a loan.
same. Message Ashka the same. I'm taking out a loan, Ashka. That word. It's happening. I'm going. It's funny because I'll be sitting there and I'd be like, you know, if I meet Felix, and I was like, when I meet Felix, like, and it's just,
No, yeah, she corrected herself real fast. She's like, no, it's not when. It's like if. It's when.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
We're going.
She's like,
Just
I'm
quickly
manifesting that shit.
Google how much a
Before I
kidney goes for.
saw, for real, how much does a kidney go for? Before I saw all the pics from Korea and everything, I was like, you know what? I'd with seat in the nosebleed, it's fine. When I saw these men taking off their shirts and sweating on people in the front, that's me. I want that seat right there.
And he's like,
Listen,
wait, what?
listen,
Jesus Christ.
Listen, Angry's already said he wants to go to the concert too. So, like,
No, I
Angry-
want to
Be
go to
ready.
the
No,
concert, but
Angry-
not to get
Angry.
sweated on.
Angry's just gonna be standing there behind us, like, okay, like,
He's like,
no,
You know what? The
no,
sweat
you know
will
who
move you
Angry,
over.
you know who
He's
Angry's
crazy.
gonna be. Listen, so there was
here we go.
there's a video from KCON the other day, and there's just a man standing in the audience who goes, Felix, and he's yelling at him, yelling, and I'm like, that's Angry, like Angry.
Why would that be me?
I can see it.
I can see it too.
He's just
Um,
screaming at Felix, and Felix is like, hi.
I told my fiance if I have to drag him to the concert, he knows the songs, but he doesn't really follow them. And I go, you're not disappointing me to TikTok. You will be decked out in merch from somebody of Stray Kids.
No. Listen,
No, I'm leaving my
I've
husband at
made
home,
it.
it's
I've
fine.
already made it very clear. I'm going on a girls trip with Angry too. Angry's gonna be there, but
He's one of the girls. It's fine.
One of the girls, yeah.
Get my nails did, I guess.
That's right.
I mean, if you want to, Chan does it. He paints his nails black. So I mean, if you want to,
And Hyunjin, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's up to you.
No shame in it. Just
Okay,
do
okay,
it.
calm down. Finish the story. Get back on track. Get back.
It's a girls' trip.
Um. No, but so Phoenix, what got you into K-pop?
Oh man. Like I said, my sister had introduced me to BTS, but I wasn't a big fan of theirs when they first came out because I was like, I don't really listen to K-pop like that. But then I had found Stray Kids when I was going through like a depressive episode, and then they just started showing up on my feeds. I'm like, you know what? Let me follow this group. But it wasn't until when Felix cried and everything, that pulled at my heart. But it wasn't until really like God's Menu that I dove full blown into Stray Kids. Like just all their songs had a meaning and it was so great. And then seeing all the fandom, like I now I feel like it's the newer generation of states that's Delulu. The other states, they're great, like
She's
welcoming,
talking about me and
amazing.
you, Karina.
And that's basically what got me into it. Like I was just in a bad time in my life and Stray Kids was something I could focus on and just focus on that. And every time I felt bad, I just pop in a song and keep moving. And to this day, I still do that. I feel bad, I turn out Stray Kids.
No.
It's the way I am. Like, I was telling Ashka that, and I was like, Ashka's like, every time you turn on Stray Kids, you're just like happy. And I was like, I know. Like,
Thanks.
and I'm like, because I'll just be like,
Listen, she was going through stuff the other night and she turned that on and started watching like TikToks with them and she was just went from that like she looked so sad and then she just big smile on. So you see like what they do for her and that like it makes me happy.
This is because,
as her
like,
friend.
it's just like, I think the craziest thing is like some of the more like popping up groups now, like ATs, Stray Kids, like they're so like down to earth. Like I told Ashka this the other day, I was like, not only do I want to meet Stray Kids, I want to meet ATs because like ATs, all of their fan meets and stuff, they're like super like
They danced in the park
Yeah.
at KCON.
yeah,
so
like and then
bad.
I watched the one from the year before. It's called Hello 82 and they did this like whole game and stuff. And like everybody's so cute, like all the fans are, like doing this game with them. And like this one girl got like really anxious and shy and like one of them just walks
Yeah.
up and I was like, it's okay. Like and I'm like you're amazing. Like what? Like it's so down to earth, it's crazy.
She's already planning to see how she can be a part of the next one. So.
I'm not going to KCON. I'll just go to the next Hello 82 thing though next year. They do it every KCON. They do it before the KCON starts. They like meet with fans that are part of this 82 group or whatever. I'm like, how do I do this? I don't know because this year like she was saying this year like they did this whole dance group thing with them in the park. And,
They chose TikTokers as well. They had everybody react to their videos, and the ones they liked, they told them, "Come here, we're gonna put you in the dance." I'm like,
and then depending on who your bias was, you danced with them to bounce. And so, and then there's this whole video. It's so funny. There's these girls just recording Mingy, and Mingy's just standing there, and they're like, you fine, and Mingy goes, like he's just sitting there like, yeah, and then he just starts dancing because they're like, go Mingy, and he's just dancing. It's so funny. But no, so for me, what got me into K-pop, like I told you before, like BTS, like I was into them, like I liked their music, and I was like, oh, like this is catchy, like I like it, but I never like dove deep into it. I never really like listened to them much after that. They're like on playlists, and if they come up, I listen to it, And then Stray Kids this year, I started like very beginning of this year, I heard some of their songs, like the ones that are popular because everybody's like Felix, like this voice, the heck. And so their videos started coming up with these songs, and I'm like, who the heck is this man? Like, what? And so then I started like listening to him more. I didn't really like, and then I showed Angry the video, and then it just kind of went from there, spiraled, like, and yeah, and then
The rest is history.
it's those videos that are like, who like pulled you into the group, and then it's Felix, and then they'll talk about like who made you stay, and I was like, Chan, like, and then
Oh yes.
and then the whole group too. Like it's just, I don't know. I feel like what you were saying is like you listen to their music and you're just like instantly like feel good, and or you just feel like emotional, like Han's most recent song.
Oh God, yes.
And
their solos kill me.
Hanjin's most recent song and Han's most recent song.
Yeah.
Like just tear my heart out now because like those songs are like, yeah, especially Han's. Han's is like devastating. Like
I went through a spiral of watching Hyunjin's dance like videos.
that's a spiral for another.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hyunjin's dance videos are just.
That's a good spiral to be on.
Yeah. They're amazing.
Especially when he was the artist of the month.
Oh.
And then you find Woo Young's artist of the month video too. Like, Yeah, that's a great video too. They're both amazing dancers. It's funny because Woo Young's not even in. He's not even like their front dancer. San
Mm-mm.
is.
Mhm.
Woo
He's
Young.
not even in the demon line, is he?
I know that San is the main dancer, and I think Woo Young is the second dancer. I think. I don't know. It always confuses me, but like Stray Kids has it. They have. It's funny. Stray Kids has them all marked like 3 racha, dance racha, voice racha, or vocal
they're
racha.
so organized.
Yeah, I know. Vocal racha. Just like, angry.
Oh God.
What got you
He's
into
not-
K-pop? Because I know that you said that you listened to ATEEZ previously and like all that. So, or was it just more most recently?
Well, I go through phases in music
Yeah.
left and right, and I tend to hyperfixate on one particular style. I can't remember one of my friends recommended AT, and that was when they were first. I think Pirate King. That's the video that I had watched. It was the first video that I had seen. Like I was like, they were very raw. You could tell that they were very raw, but it was very like interesting.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a whole lot to go off of. I didn't know anything about them at the time. I just was like, it's pretty good. But then I stopped listening to K-pop altogether. I went through my reggaeton. I went through all like different music
Right.
styles that I'm into, and then I had not listened to any K-pop until you and Pyro were like raw dogging the shit out of me publicly, so that I had no option but to listen to this one damn song.
All right.
And then yeah,
They were
now.
like bullying me hardcore to listen to
you
this.
need to listen.
Come
to Angry, listen
you-
to it.
Angry, you're listening to all this other crappy music. I mean, it's okay, but like, can you please
No.
watch this music video? You and Pyro back and forth. I'm like, fine.
And then, no,
So
you
I
know what's
watched it, and I
even
was like-
funnier about Angry though too? He watches these videos of Felix and this music, and then a couple streams later, I come in and he's just like, so started watching like. When Angry like focuses on it, he deep dives into it. And so I come back and he's watching something about this girl K-pop group that he's watching something else, and I'm like, Angry, like I haven't even deep dived this far. Like what do you like?
What is your problem, bro? We were supposed to watch one video. No, yeah. So that's what happened. It's Cuppy's fault. Cuppy and Pyro, and I'm gonna blame them.
Great.
And that's when I
Mhm.
started getting back into it. And then I remembered ATs, and I started digging and digging and digging. And now I kind of am okay with BTS. I used to, don't shoot me. I used to hate BTS. I thought that they
Listen,
were
no, I don't blame
overplayed.
you.
They were super poppy.
Mhm.
To be fair, though, the only songs that I had really heard of them up until more recently were like the ones that were actually overplayed, like Run, which I actually did like. Run, I didn't really dislike it. It was one of those like, it's not bad, but it's not really my style, you know. And then now I like it. But
feel
this
that.
other the Butter,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and I hated that song. I absolutely hated that song. But
I like Fire.
I could see why people
Fire
liked it.
is good. My
Well,
favorite.
It wasn't until
From-
recently my friend made me listen to those ones like Fire.
I've
Okay, fine.
been enjoying their older songs, like and mainly because of their book. Because in the book they talk about how all these people made their book, the BTS official book that has been written over the last 10 years. It's like they don't name names, but literally everybody in the company used to talk smack about them from day one. And in some of their songs, they actually say like, "Oh, you thought we were gonna be down, but look at us now. You used to make fun of us, but look where we are now. Like we're your bosses. What you got to say?" I was like, "Oh, whoa." Like, what?
Dang.
Damn.
It's like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Gotta respect it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
It actually reminds me of like Stray Kids their most recent album, and how like this most recent album is just a diss track. Like honestly,
Oh yeah.
like top
Yeah.
line, hey, you can't see me because you're how does your neck feel because you're looking up at me? And I'm like,
Yeah, I
okay.
agree.
All right,
Yeah,
you need to
I
chill,
agree.
guys. Like, chill. Like,
Well, I mean, they've had shots. They've taken shots at people
yeah.
who call them noisy and
Yeah.
Yeah.
talented. They've taken
Mhm.
shots throughout their entire actual career that they,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
but like
Mhm.
this, I agree with this one was very very much like, where you at? Where you at now?
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. And their work ethic, honestly, like, it doesn't surprise me that because they're like, yeah, like, have you guys seen our work ethic? Like,
They just don't stop. They keep going and keep going. I'm like, Jesus.
I think that's why they call like,
I love it.
I think they called like basically Stray Kids like BTS is like
Mhm.
little brothers.
Mhm.
Yeah. No,
You saw the TikTok I sent you. I teared up the one where it's telling them how they're passing the torch for now while they're in the military, and then when they get to take care of their fans, and then in 2025 Stray Kids gives the fans back to BTS, and BTS will watch them while Stray Kids is in the army. I was bawling. I was like, I can't watch this.
no, like, don't do that to me. We're only losing one at a time, which is going to be devastating enough as it is. But like,
I'm trying not to think about that.
because now like Lino's grown on me, and I don't want to lose.
Yeah, you're gonna be going through what I'm going through with BTS. Every month they're like, so it's that time. Like, no, I don't even want to hear it. It's like, I know. So it's going to the army. We get it.
I'm just glad I don't have to lose Felix and Chan.
For real. Hyunjin, I'm gonna die. I may have to have like a little funeral when Hyunjin goes to the military.
Listen, I don't know if Han can handle the military. He's too baby. Like I don't want to see him in the military. Like I feel like he's just too like.
I'm not gonna. They don't put them in the front line or anything like that.
No,
I
They
know,
put them in
but
harm's way, but
still,
it's-
like-
yeah, it's still like a.
And
it's a
and
hard
Channy's smart. He's gonna have them working on something behind the
Oh,
scenes so that
he's
they're
already
not
said
in the
that.
front.
He's already said that. He's like, no. Like,
Yeah, because
when-
it's not.
He's like, no, like, and then I think his plan is to, like, make it so, like,
Mhm.
they can come back as soon as possible and, like, and
Yeah.
get stuff working more and more and more. And, like, I'm like, okay, all right. Like, yeah. Chan's got a whole plan. But he's, I mean, shoot, though. He's had to have a whole plan for a while because of JYP. And he's like, no.
Yeah, being self-made, like there's no room for error with them. They just need one mistake, and JP is like, you guys don't make that much. We can let you go. And that's when
Yeah,
fans riot.
Yeah, the top selling,
Yeah.
top selling K-pop group in the United States, but whatever.
Wait,
It's just-
actually, Phoenix, I have a question. I need your opinion on this. So Hanjin
Oh.
has a separate contract. Do you think he's going to re-up in 2025?
I don't know. To be honest, I feel like that actually revolves a lot with Felix.
Mm.
Him and Felix are so close that I wouldn't doubt he would sign up again. Like it wouldn't be a question. But
His solo career?
it's tough. It's tough. He loves the fandom
yeah.
way too much though.
I don't
Hyunjin
think
loves
he
the
would just
fandom way
leave.
too
I
much.
don't-
He wouldn't just leave. He'd probably still do things on the side. He'll probably still release albums, and we'll probably all still buy it. But he'll still be with Stray Kids
Yeah.
because the connection is just so strong with all of them. That's why it upsets me when people start like shipping Felix and Hyunjin. Like, okay, y'all can ship them, but don't make it uncomfortable where the own
Yeah.
management team has to separate them from photo shoots.
Oh yeah, and now they're like just
Yeah.
now getting back together.
That
as
upset me.
friends.
They went almost a year and a half that they could not do photo shoots together.
They couldn't be in photo shoots. They couldn't like touch each other. They couldn't like,
Nothing.
acknowledge
This-
each other. Like
For the
and I'm like,
birthday
that's
this year was
insane.
the first time. The birthday this year was the first time they were in the same room doing a recording together. I was crying. I was like, oh my god.
And then-
how long did we wait for this?
and then in the video too, it's like the best thing too because
Yeah.
Hyunjin comes
I
up
was like,
behind
I
Felix.
don't care. Like, I don't care if they date. Who cares? I just want them together.
When Hyunjin like comes up behind Felix too, and he goes, and he's just like sit there making a face, and like,
Yeah.
and once
There's
because I had already knew about all this stuff about them, and I'm like,
It's
And then-
heartbreaking.
And then they posted Instagram pictures the other day when they were in LA, and I'm like,
Dude,
like,
they
together,
have
and
rings
I'm like-
together, they have bracelets together, they have necklaces together, and they had to stop wearing all of that because of certain fans. I'm like, you guys suck. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it's like-
with,
go ahead. Okay.
I was saying with Hyun, like, he has like said like he does want to like venture out and like explore what he can do, like you know, like the photo shoots with like different companies.
Hmm.
And, like, people are definitely gonna want to like go to that company.
Oh, yeah.
If he's the fit, like if he's the face of it. But then like he has also said, yeah, like there is the whole staying with
Yeah, I
with
don't.
his, with his family sort of thing, because that's what they are at this point.
They are.
They're not a group
Yeah.
of friends. They are a family. Like, so it would be sad. To
I
see
couldn't
him,
imagine-
like leave, but he's not going to.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think
not.
no.
I-
I couldn't
I
imagine.
mean-
That's the thing too. Is like when Lino leaves, I think I don't. Okay, so I told Ashley this the other day, but like, I think Han will be fine because like I think it's a more Lino relies on Han than Han relies on Lino, and he'll be fine. But will the fans be fine? Probably not, because the
No.
fans are gonna lose it because like big Min Sung's gone. Like I can't ship them right now because Lino's gone.
Like the suffering I'm going through with BTS with Jungkook when he's out and about doing his things, and for like a split second you'll see his face like looking for his brothers. He realizes he's alone. I'm like, I can't do this every single time a member leaves. Like, what the heck?
that's crazy.
It's rough.
Not
It's-
ready.
it's
I'm
rough.
not ready.
I'm not. I'm
I don't
not.
think any of us are ready. Like, for,
No.
I'm
for
just
anybody.
like I said. I'm glad I get to keep Chan and Felix because like at least they're not required to go anywhere. and I'm-
Yeah.
I did.
That's
wonder
like-
that.
Yeah, they decided to choose Australia over
Did you know that? Did you
Korea,
know,
which is good. That was good on their part.
Did you know that they're required to choose that when they're 18 years old?
Yeah, they can't have both. They have to choose one.
Like at 18
Yeah.
years old, it's either one or the other, or you have,
Yep.
and or you can be like a whatever you call like a like you know the
Duel.
yeah.
Mhm.
But both of them did Australia, and then I'm assuming because they work with JYP, they have like a work visa right now.
Yeah.
Or however that works. I don't know how that works, but yeah. So they claimed Australia, so neither of them are going to the military.
Yeah, I did like when it was like sort of the thing. I did wonder, you know, it's like, what did they choose? Did they choose like the Australian side and keep that, or did they go for the Korean side? Because like they've had it both. They lived, you know, like in
Yeah.
Australia, but then the rest of their life has been
Mhm.
in Korea. Like, so it was like
Did you know that
what are you
Chan
choosing?
came to Korea when he was like 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's when he
That's
started like his whole
crazy.
journey with K-pop, and I'm
Yeah.
like, God, I cannot imagine. Like, he's been in it so long. That's insane to me. Like he's been in. I don't know how long he's been with JYP specifically, but I know it was when he was a teenager. Like, so I'm like, I was just thinking about the fact that like when the group starts to go to like the military and stuff, if it's
I
just
know, I
Chan
think
and
about it.
Felix.
And then
What if like Chan and Felix just
content.
pop off while everybody's going? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Felix goes insane. Like this man's gonna be Jungkook, shirtless, videos, like everything. He's just
He's already
gonna
practically
go
there.
crazy.
he's already
And
there.
then, yeah, he's already
Barbara
over there. And then he's like, "What do you mean? I don't know what I'm doing." Sure, you don't know what you're
It's
doing.
okay. I feel like Chan, because Chan has been wanting tattoos and piercings for a while. I feel like when they go, he's gonna get tattoos and piercings. Like
Oh yeah, I see that happening.
he said, he wants more ear piercings, and he's like, "Yeah, I want a tattoo." Like he'll tell fans that he wants tattoos, and he wants a whole sleeve. That's what he said. And I'm like,
You go get it.
Yep,
You do
yep.
that.
You go get it. You go get
do
it.
that. Like
Touching back on the Hyunjin solo thing.
Mm.
I do remember Chan saying once that it'll definitely be a family decision. If they don't all
That-
agree,
that
they're
feels
not
fair.
all coming back. Yeah. So if people want to split off,
They all
then
go.
they split off and then the group is done. They're not going to
No.
reform. I'm
No.
like, don't do this to me.
No.
It's like I'm going to have to keep track of all of y'all in everybody's
That's
career.
my thing
Like,
too, though. Like, the funny thing about this is like, and I saw this thing about it, and I was like, well, did you know that, like, K-pop artists, they just go and, you know, after their group breaks up, they just go live regular lives. I'm like, no, they're not allowed. I need to know what they're doing at all times. Like,
because it was my sister was telling me how what's that group? How NSYNC was gonna come back to do something, and I was like, okay, I remember them. And then I started like diving deeper into why they never like did another tour or anything like that, and it was because one of the members was like, no, I do not want to do a tour. I do not want to do more albums. But now he's changed his tune. Like, you know, maybe we'll do a tour. We'll do something. So it literally just takes one. If one says no, it's a wrap. Like, yeah. Unless they become like, again, BTS is the freaking blueprint. If they become as high making as they do, where one member can show up somewhere and okay, we don't need all of y'all, we just need one.
that's crazy. I mean, I think individually
They'll
they
get
would
there.
have.
It's just the timing is bad because of their enlistment in a few years. If they had more time, oh yeah, they would easily be at BTS level or surpass. I could see them surpassing them. It's the military that's right there in the that's the wall, the military enlistment.
The thing and the rough thing about this too, and like it's all about, it goes back to like their survival show too, and
Mhm.
JYP basically saying like, you guys don't fit unless you're all together, and like, so when
Yeah.
Lino leaves, it's gonna be weird. I think it's gonna be different. I think they'll be fine because they've been together for so long, but I also know it's gonna be different because they're like, well, Lino's missing, so this is like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be different.
And when he joined in the beginning, it was already rough because the one that left that we don't talk about, he started throwing rumors around that, oh, if anyone's gonna make it, it's gonna be Lino. It's just gonna be him. Nobody else has the talent. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? Who hurt you?
The person who shall not be named, like, seems stuck up his own backside, to be
Mhm.
honest.
Mhm.
And like, you never just go, one person's going to be successful. It's always you're all going to be successful.
Well, that's the thing is
Yeah.
like their whole group was like, no, we're gonna be successful together. Like,
Exactly.
And yeah, like the numbers show that they are successful as a group, and they do their own things. Like they do, everyone does their own like separate thing as well.
Mhm.
Like some of the duo songs that they've done. I mean, Red Lights, like in particular.
Listen,
like,
I need a sequel
totally
Oh,
and
here
a
we go.
triple and a quad and a fifth. And just keep going. Let's just make it a saga.
I was like reading. I was reading into that, like, so it was like reading into like the backstory of that song.
Mhm.
I didn't actually realize the backstory of it. So they were like, it's for like the gays, and like they brought
it's also
a gay director into
Mhm.
direct it and everything. Like they're very, that they stand with like the
Yeah.
LGBT.
well, and then also the other backstory about that song is like, it's not just like some like song that's just like smut, like, you feel like it is because of the tone, but it's really about like talking about like lovers and how like you
Yeah. And they were nervous to release the song in the video because they did not know how the world was going to react. I was like, y'all did great. Can I get a sequel? Like, it was
Apparently-
great.
apparently in one of the videos Chan was talking about how there's something with him and Hyunjin coming together.
Yeah. I was like, part
Y'all
two?
gonna break the world, guys. Like, you're gonna break us. Like, stop it. Like,
When they did Red Lights as like all of them, and I watched that video.
I watch it so many times.
With the
I do.
chains, with the
the,
Yes.
with the
So
and then
many
and then
times.
the funniest thing is the TikToks of these teenage girls with their moms at the concert, and they're
God.
like, when red lights came on, your mom's just sitting there like, and you're just
Yeah, just like
Red lights
"Slowly
is actually the
like
color of the mom's faces right now.
yeah. No, and it's funny because I was just actually watching a video yesterday of Chan, and he like doesn't necessarily care about like talking about like pretty open topics. Like there's a
Mhm.
video I found of him like literally just talking about how when he was in school, like he just started talking about sex ed, like just randomly, like because they started talking about gym, and then he started
He
talking
has no
about sex ed.
filter. He has no filter.
Yeah, and he starts talking about sex ed, and he's like, yeah, like it's important to talk about, you know, and like, and I'm sitting there like, I've never seen this video, and now I'm like, hello, like,
I want to watch more of these.
yeah, and then, but like the fun, and so everybody, the funniest thing about the comments was like, yeah, and he sits there and says it, that Lino wrote Drive and Hunjin wrote Red Lights. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he likes to play it off that everybody else wrote the dirty songs, but he's the one that wrote them.
Mhm.
Maybe with a little bit of help, but like mainly, you know.
I love watching their behind the scenes of their recordings, how they're literally each and every one of them is a perfectionist. Like they will keep going
Oh.
at it until they get it right.
What's funny
Love
is-
watching those.
What's funny, the one that is like the biggest perfectionist is usually either Benny or Sungmin. Sungmin, like they basically let Sungmin do whatever he wants because he's like
Mhm.
he has to perfect his voice just right, and he's just
Yeah.
like he comes on and he goes, I feel like I need to do that again, and they're like, okay, and he's just like, we're doing it again, and then Benny's I love Benny's because he'll just like mess up, and then everybody's gonna be laughing. He's like, I gotta do it again, like we're doing it again. Like,
I was obsessed with the Felix part. He's like, "Do I need to do it over?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think you need to do it again."
have
A
you
couple
seen
more times.
the funniest part was the most recent like recording, and Felix is sitting there like, and he's like sitting there saying the words like, you know, I know you know what I'm talking about. He's sitting there
Yeah.
like making the noises, and Benny's just like, he's so cute, like, but yeah, no, I like watching their like recordings behind and stuff. It's great because like you really get to see like their personalities and stuff, and
Mhm.
they are
The
it's fun.
dance videos as well, like where they do like vampire dance video.
Oh
or-
my
Mhm.
god, we were just watching those the other day because those are so great. Like, because they get really into character, especially Benny. Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Mhm.
Oh my
that
God,
man!
yes.
Like, you give him anything, and he's just like, "Bet, let's do this." Like, they did a zombie one. This man is going around fake biting people. And
Yeah.
Wait,
and
I didn't see those.
yeah, at the end of the video, all you see is him be like, "Rah," like
Yeah.
I love those.
you're just sitting there like, okay, Benny, like, okay.
He
And
would be the one though. He would be the one.
well, and you can tell that all of these videos of them doing costumes and stuff and doing like different things, they're Chan's idea, 100%. Because
Mhm.
he's always in the videos like super excited to do them, and you're like, and then you have the ones like Hunjin's very like, all right, I'll be a part of this, but like I'm not gonna like get super into it, you know. But I'm here, like. Okay, so I was gonna talk about one more thing, which was KCON. So I don't think I'm going to KCON if they have another one, because I have heard so much crap about KCON, like bad, awful. In the past years, they apparently were like really good, and you know, like the groups would perform like 4 or 5 songs. It'd be like forever long. And it'd be like just a whole performance of everybody's songs, and then they had like this huge convention center. They would take a full advantage of it. The meet and greets were really great. Like they'd be like super close to the artist, and then this year, all I've heard about this year is you spend $500 and you don't get to see like barely anything from them. Like the people were talking about like the meet and greets, like you're like still like feet away. Everybody stunk apparently at KCON this year, like awful, like it was. And then they didn't even use the full convention space. Like apparently it was like a safety hazard apparently. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't go,
The meet and greets shouldn't even have been done, to be honest. Especially if everyone's talking about, oh, so and so had COVID or this person had this. Or they're okay, well then let's not do meet and greet and save that for when we go to concerts. Let's do something else
Right.
there.
Well, and like, and my thing is too, like, if they were doing it strictly because of COVID and like the way they did it, then why was nobody wearing masks?
Yeah.
Like,
It's just a disaster. I feel like it was just a disaster.
the one video, and I sent it to you too, is the girl's like, I would have rather just paid for just the concert.
Agreed.
And then, because the rest of it was awful. And I'm like, I'm glad I didn't go. Like, because
Mhm.
for a while there, I was telling Phoenix this, we were sitting there like having like straight FOMO about it. And then like, come to find out it was kind of awful except for the concert.
There's a video which now I can't find. I think they took it down of Chan getting close to like the front row and him like backing up because he smelled how bad it smelled in the front. It could not be me.
Yeah.
How can you go to a concert? And
Well,
smell
though,
bad?
so that's the thing
Or
is
is it,
like,
like-
that's the thing is like, people were camping out. Like, camping out. They didn't have hotels.
Yeah.
They were just camping outside of KCON, not taking showers. And I'm like,
Yeah,
Ew.
No, you get a hotel.
Wait,
Exactly.
where was it? Where was it?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
You're
But
not
everyone
allowed
was
to do that in California.
exactly. Everyone's like, you don't need to camp out for KCON. I don't understand why everybody's camping out.
Just get there early. It's not hard.
Exactly.
Have a shower. Get
But
there
yeah,
Yeah, for
early.
real.
Like, they were
Take
saying,
body spray with
they
you.
were saying that the whole convention space smelled like just a bathroom. Like,
Yeah.
it was awful. And somebody's like, can you imagine your favorite artist coming by you and you just smell like trash? like, can you imagine? And like,
Couldn't be me.
and it was funny because I was talking to Ashka about this, but like, it's really sad that like, they almost treat like Americans like this on purpose. Like,
Mhm.
and they don't
Agreed.
give us all this they don't give us any of this like good space. They don't give us like enough room to like be able to like do this with these people. And then well, and like because I've been watching what this girl said, and she's like, you go to like a Thailand KCON, you practically get to hold hands with your favorite artists and like and have full conversations with them. This, you don't get to do that. You get to like see them for like maybe a little bit, say hi, that's it. Like that's all you get to do. And I'm like, I don't even necessarily care about like the holding hands part, but like,
Mhm.
cause like yeah, I could care less if I get to or not. Like, but like to be able to like have a full conversation with them and actually be able to interact with them, yeah, like that's, and that's something. And like they didn't even get to do that at the KCON this year. But either way, like all I've heard is that like, and I mean you can see it too, is everything that like Japan and Korea gets like over there, like 100.
And they still complain. And they still complain that they don't get anything. I'm like, seriously?
Mhm.
And then China, the least deserving, because they treat people like
For
crap.
real.
They treat all the K-pop artists like crap, absolute crap. They like threaten their lives and stuff, and I'm like, y'all don't deserve this. We deserve this. Like, give this
Yeah.
give this to
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
But they shower, so
Yeah, that's what it is. They shower, so they
To
win.
be
there's
fair,
the line. Apparently, we
to
found
be
it.
fair, they
Wash your ass.
the only thing I can say about that maybe like is a little bit in defense for the people that were smelling, but is the fact that they charge us buco money and then we're like, hey, if you're not there like in the morning, or if you're not there like like it's just
Yeah.
It still doesn't like justify not.
no.
having a
Well, yeah,
shower.
I
Yeah.
know,
That
but I'm
too.
just saying.
That's what an
That's
alarm
true.
is for.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
like-
I'm just saying that like there's a lot of like conditions that were making it like because the other
definitely.
thing too about it is like you probably just stunk by standing near somebody that stunk if you were
Mhm.
if you were that close to people. Could you imagine like because that's how bad it was. That's how bad I've heard it is. It was like everybody was like so close, and I'm like could not.
That's why, like, I was torn with them since they're gonna be Stray Kids is gonna be at Central Park, and for like 2 weeks, I was going back and forth.
No.
Do I get tickets? Do I not? Do I get tickets? Do I not? And my fiance's like, "Do you want them? Do you not?" And I'm like, I was like,
So-
realistically, overall, I'm gonna spend like $600 to hear him play like 2 songs, and there's gonna be other artists there. I'm not paying to see other
Well-
artists. I want to see Stray Kids.
The thing that I've seen about the actual place, though, that's like making me a little jealous now that I didn't get tickets, is like they've already shown like how the venue is going to be set up, and I'm like,
Mhm.
well, okay, like now I'm kind of jealous because it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Like, it's a
And
huge
then-
thing to play there.
And then not only that, but the tickets aren't even that bad right now. And I'm like sitting there like,
Yeah, I just checked yesterday. It was like 300 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
and
right,
that's
I'm
for
right
VIP.
there.
That's
Right there.
for premium VIP tickets. And I'm like, man, like, I'll go to New York. Let me drive to New York real quick. Like, but yeah,
That's too long of a drive for me.
right? It's okay.
I'm all the way in Florida.
So-
Quite a long
I'm,
flight.
I'm already
from-
planning my route for like the concert tour because where I'm at, I'm 6 hours away, but where my mom is an hour. So I'm like, I might just go to her house.
Yeah, I was talking to Ashka last night, and I was telling her about the picture you sent me and the possibility of the fact that
Mhm.
we only get 4 Stray Kids concerts in the U.S. I'm like,
I hope they change that.
I really
do.
hope they do because
Really? That's
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not for sure. It was just a picture that we saw, so hopefully it's not real.
It's from
It has
there's
been
a girl I follow on TikTok. She's like all
Yeah,
in that. She's with them and with BTS. So she was compiling a list. She was like, right now, they're basing it on their popularity and the sales of their concerts plus the venues of how BTS performs solos. And I'm like, let's go. They were huge in New York. Let's go. Can I get
and
like
then they're
3
not even
venues
in New York.
York?
They're not even going to be in New York. They're going to be in Texas, California, Georgia, which is random. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, isn't
Very.
it? Isn't it
Yeah.
only 3?
That's why everybody's like, come on now. What kind of
I
venues
don't-
are these?
See, I don't think Chan is going to let JYP do that. I don't think he's
No.
going to be like, no,
No,
we're giving them more.
He's gonna push. Yeah, he's gonna push for New York. I wouldn't be surprised. New Jersey, Cali for sure, Texas for sure. Because if he's trying to follow the blueprint of BTS, BTS had a lot of cities.
Yeah.
A lot of cities. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing. Because I was surprised at who was the last member that Yoongi? Yeah, he did his concerts, and I was surprised at the cities he went to and sold out. Each concert was sold out. I was like, Stray Kids can do the same. Just give them the chance. Like, stop
Listen.
thinking they're not gonna sell.
Listen, you go to any of the major cities in America, they'll be sold out. I'm like, really. Like,
I mean,
Agreed.
they broke that record in the U.S.
Yeah,
So I mean,
like
they
it
will
can
sell
happen.
tickets.
like world tour can happen. They just need to let them do it.
Stop holding them
I'd
back.
like to see them come to the UK.
they're
like-
supposedly working on Europe too. Which,
Yeah,
Which for
Fingers
you would
crossed.
be nice. Because there's a lot
I
of
mean,
European,
even,
there's
like,
a lot
even
of
if they don't
European
come-
stays that are like pissed
Yeah.
because they're like, give
If
us
they don't
something.
come like to where I am, like I will travel wherever they are in Europe
That's how I
to
am.
go
Like,
and see them.
I was telling Phoenix, I was like, listen, if they end up doing this where they only give us a few tours, in
I'm
the US,
already
I'm-
picking out spots. My sister lives in
Bye-bye.
Texas. Listen, I'll
Bye.
drive from your house. Like my mom's over here, I'll go there and drive. Come on.
I'll figure it out.
Like
And
I
it's a
have
good
to.
holiday though.
Especially since
Like-
this could
Yeah,
be like
for
one of
real.
especially since this could be like one of their last tours, like before
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was
Yeah.
like, this could be the last big tour they do.
for a while.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing the mood down, Cuppy. Appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry.
How we
Another-
end things.
Another blueberry moment. Write this down.
Damn.
Write this down.
Why you gotta be?
Hashtag
We're
cancel
gonna
the cup. Oh gosh.
Listen,
Stray Kids makes me happy. Let's talk about how they might not be. Well,
You
here we
might
go.
not be touring ever
Listen.
again after this last tour.
I was talking about this though the other day. I might be spending a lot of money here soon because